Welcome, I'm Katie, your trainer for a 10-minute stretch. You got a big round of applause to kick this thing off for choosing to do your stretching today. You're already on the right track. Grab your mat and let's stretch out every muscle in your body from head to toe. Let's begin on all fours for a cat-cow stretch. Line up your knees under your hips and line up your wrists under your shoulders. Smiling helps. With your next exhale, I'm going to have you round your back to the ceiling. Imagine I've got one arm hooked around your belly and I'm pulling it up towards the ceiling. So you're doing that while you're exhaling, and then while you inhale, lift your chin and lift your tailbone, really stretching that abdominal wall. Repeat this pattern, arching and looking up. Move with your breath. Stretch is a great way to care for your spine. Move on to the child's pose by sinking your weight back into your hips and letting your hips move towards your feet. If it feels good, relax your forehead onto the mat. And I'm just gently reaching through my arms, relaxing my shoulders. You'll probably feel a nice stretch through your lats as well. And just breathing deeply, letting the muscles settle. Child's pose is a lovely restorative stretch that's going to stretch your back and allow some space to breathe really deeply into your belly and for complete long exhales. Next, we'll maintain the child's pose position and walk our hands off to the left. With one small adjustment, just moving our hands, walking them over, you're going to find that the stretch now runs down your side body. Feel the stretch expand all down the side, through your forearms, through your triceps, through your shoulder, through your lats, through your obliques, even into your hips. Continue breathing deep. And let's find some balance together by walking our hands off to the right side. Same thing, you're just walking them off to the side until you feel that stretch expand down the entire left side of your body. Try to keep the weight sinking back into your hips, and we're not forcing anything here. So during our stretching, normally what I cue for stretching is think about a scale of 1 to 10. You're really just looking for about a 3 out of 10. So just ease yourself into each stretch, breathe deep, and enjoy the benefits. Let's return to all fours and move our way into a runner's lunge. I'm going to step forward with my right foot, and I'm going to take it far enough forward so that I form a right angle with my right leg. Super important that we scan that right leg. Make sure that your right toes are in front of your knee. That's just going to keep you nice and safe. From there, I'm going to settle my torso onto that right thigh, and I'm relaxing my back and lengthening my back as much as possible. Keeping my eyes on the ground, that's going to keep my neck as neutral as possible. And simultaneously, I'm pushing up a little bit with that left thigh. So what that's going to do is lengthen out the backside of the left leg. Now it's time to switch sides. Walk your way through the same steps for a setup. So our left foot stepped forward. We created that nice 90-degree angle. And we're trying to relax our hips as much as possible, lengthen our spine as much as possible, and again, just push up a little bit through that right thigh to lengthen the backside of the right leg. You're going to feel this stretch through pretty much every muscle in your lower body. That's awesome. Next, we're going to move into a deep stretch for our psoas and our hip flexors and a half kneeling psoas stretch. So all I did was drop my left knee down to the mat, and I'm squeezing my left glute a little bit and then trying to allow my hips to drop forward towards my right ankle. If you feel comfortable, you can raise your torso up. And to expand the stretch even deeper into your psoas, you can bring that left arm up and over. Let's switch sides and find that same setup. So I stepped my left foot forward, and again I'm just checking to make sure I can see my left toes. Keep us nice and safe. And you can either stay put there or bring those palms up to rest on your left quads. And just try to stay as tall as you can. Keep your chest as open as you can. And if you choose to bring that right arm up and over, just feel that lengthening come down even through your deep abdominal muscles and definitely through your hips. Fantastic. All right, let's transition to a seated butterfly stretch by swinging your legs around and bringing your soles of your feet together. When you're in that seated position, really try to ground your sit bones into the floor and relax the muscles, allowing your knees to drop towards the ground. As we fold forward, let's let our main goal be for the spine to remain as long as possible, the neck to remain as long as possible, and again, those sit bones to remain on the floor. For the next inhale, come back up. Let's extend the legs out in front of us on the floor and draw your toes towards your shins. We're going to fold in the same fashion as we did for the seated butterfly stretch. We're going to keep our spine really long and hinge from our hips to move forward. Again, the neck remains long, so your gaze will shift down or forward depending on your flexibility. And I've reached forward and hooked my toes with 2 fingers. That's just going to provide an even deeper stretch for my calf muscles. With my next inhale, I'll sit back up. We'll transition now to a seated wide angle forward fold. So again, we're moving with that same idea, only I've taken my feet nice and wide. Again, ground those sit bones into the floor, sit up as tall as you can, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, hinge from your hips to come forward. Seek out 3 big, long inhales and 3 complete exhales before moving on to the next stretch. Our next series of stretches is going to go through your upper body. So allow your legs to cross comfortably, and we're going to bring a thumbs up to about shoulder height and then turn those thumbs out and imagine you're pressing your thumbs into the wall behind you to open up those pec muscles. You can do that a couple of times, so I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together on the back side and allowing my chest muscles to open on the front side. Now I'm not arching my back at all. And from there, I'm going to extend my arms out to the sides, really get long through my fingertips, and then I'm just gently rotating palms up, palms down, and that's going to stretch through your wrists, through your forearms, through your shoulders. From there, we're moving right into a tricep stretch, so I've brought both arms overhead and my elbows pointing towards the ceiling on that arm that I'm stretching. The hand that's behind me that you can't see is just hanging there freely and relaxed. We'll do each side and bring those arms up overhead, lace the fingers, and then drop the hands towards your head. And again, here I'm pressing those elbows into the wall behind me and just kind of enjoying that chest opening. To finish our stretches today, we're going to do a second side body stretch. So maintaining contact between your sit bones and the ground, just sweep the arm up and over, keep your armpit facing the sky, and spend a little bit of time on each side. When you return to center, sit up tall. You did a great job. 10 minutes of stretching, super beneficial. Thank you so much for joining me for this 10-minute stretch, and I hope that it made you feel good. Now take a second, if you will, and think about if you have a friend who needs a little stretching in their life. Will you share this video with them? Awesome. See you soon.